All right, welcome. So our special guest Thomas is here today, the creator of Intenga. So yay! Very happy to have him here. He was just explaining some of the changes we'll have. But those who are watching can just watch for now. So we'll actually have one room that we'll always be in. So once I send you the link the first day of class or before, it's always going to be the same room. It will never change after that. So that's really one good thing. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that on Facebook, if I'm still going to post, probably before class. And maybe just leave the link as well, right, Thomas?
No.
No? I won't.
I will create events on Facebook, and you will just have to, if you follow the events, it'll have the link in there. There will actually be, probably in a month or two, a change to the link itself. But you will always, hopefully on Facebook, you'll always be able to get into the class via the calendar there.
Perfect. So let's work for me. Yay! Well, anyway.
That's the plan. That's the plan. So.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So perfect. So today is actually part 2 of our class back from November. So it's a really great review today of the collocations with get, and we all love collocations. So I just kind of thought we would kind of review very quickly the things that we looked at last time, and then continue. So today will be kind of a review, and of course I don't exactly remember where we finished. I have an idea, so this will be good. Here we go. So get collocations. All right, so the first thing was, what is a collocation? Ken, can you explain that for us?
I think it's a kind of proper combination of words.
Yep.
For example, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, some words require that words, or phrasal verb is, I think, it's one example. Take off, take into, meaning different.
Exactly, yes. And a lot of phrasal verbs are quite confusing, because not only do they have their normal meaning, we can say, or one meaning, but they kind of have 2 meanings. It could be a figurative meaning or more of a literal meaning. Okay? Mm-hmm. So yes, they're very complicated. Today we'll look at different types, and these are going to be with get. All right. So these, like I said, we went through these 5 months ago. So hopefully they aren't going to be too difficult for you. For example, get married. This is the collocation of get married, but we have a normal verb, which is to marry. Okay. To get married and to marry. Do you know of any difference between the two and their uses? Anyone?
To get to marry somebody.
Well, to get married or to marry. It's this one's more of a
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. An idea here. Get we normally use for the process of something. For example, I'm getting angry. I'm very frustrated. I'm getting. It's the process. And then one more terrible thing happens, and then I am angry. And so in this case, it's the process, and then you are something. Okay? And we use this with adjectives, of course. And so you can say I'm getting married. I'm getting married next week, for example. It's the process. It's kind of that it's before. Or if you say I'm marrying someone, then you're referring to that point in the future. Okay, you can also say
I like your positive approach to this. You start, with get married and immediately followed by get divorced. It's wonderful. Followed by get changed and get dressed.
Should have had get dressed in the middle, shouldn't I?
So that's the life path of
kind of, yes. Yeah. I was thinking more opposites, but anyway.
Yes, certainly opposite.
Yes, I have no comment about that. I'm never getting divorced. That's all I'm going to say. So this is not in my future. Any questions with these? Like I said, it's a review, so we'll do something very quick. Anything with yeah?
Get usually I say get married with maybe with somebody.
Married to. Married to. Get married to
somebody. And
yes.
if I said to marry, how can I use it? I couldn't understand so exactly the usage of to marry.
Okay, well that's fine. What I can do is just write another little sentence here. So okay. I got married to my best friend, or I married my best friend. We're not using any preposition or anything after the verb marry. Does that answer?
Same meaning?
In this case, yeah.
Okay.
I got married because we're using it now in the past tense, and then also with married is also in the past.
Okay.
The only, this is difficult. The only tiny little difference is maybe if you really want to have a definite answer of some kind of a difference, God makes me kind of think of the moment like the ceremony of when it happened. And then I married my best friend. You're not using a lot of information here. You're just focusing on the idea that you're married now. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Thomas, do you have an opinion about that?
No, I'm entertaining myself here a little bit, I have to say. I was thinking of alternatives to that. I got married to my best friend's husband. I got married to my best friend's boyfriend. I don't know. There's all sorts of possibility with that sentence, really, isn't there?
Those are really strange. Those are also possibilities that will never happen in my life. So.
No, obviously.
Of course, you can use other words in there as well. That's fine. The idea is more, I think for I got married, it's, again, I think about the ceremony when it happened, and I married my best friend is kind of the switch of being technically single or being or having a fiance to married, then your husband or wife. So I think that's kind of the main difference. And Thomas has put get wasted. I don't think that's appropriate for class, but Thomas, why don't you explain get wasted?
Look it up.
Your example.
Look it up. Something that never happened in my life, of course.
I'm sure. Ken or Bob, have you ever heard the expression of get wasted?
Yes.
What does it mean?
I bet you have.
I don't know. I don't know about him.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Is that meaning of it like wasting something or
your
wasting
brain
time or something?
No, actually, it doesn't have anything to do with that. Bob, have you...
Sorry. No, Bob. Sorry, maybe Bob knows what it means.
I not been in this class in the November.
That's okay. So it's Thomas's turn to explain what this means.
Get wasted is usually referring to alcohol. It means when you get very drunk, or you can, in some incidences, some people may use it with drugs as well to get wasted. So basically is when you're having a bit of a party night, and when you finish the kind of night and you've had too much to drink, say, my God, I got absolutely wasted last night. So that's how I would use it. Is that how you would use it, Becky?
Exactly. You can also say, for example, to get hammered is an oops. Did I spell that? Yeah. Hammered is another. There's a lot of different expressions we have. And a lot of them.
There's a strange one which I don't know whether that's English or whether you would know that. Rat-assed?
Nope, that's English.
That's English. Yeah, I thought so. So to get absolutely rat-assed, it means the same thing. To get wasted, to get smashed is another one. To get absolutely smashed. Can't think of there's probably quite a few American ones, I should think.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of one that has the F word.
No, I drew the line there,
Okay, that's the one that's coming to mind. So anyway, we will get back on track with the rest that I have here. We also have other collocations with adjectives as well. For example, get lost, get angry, which I said before. Get tired, get dark, You can even get fired. You can get a chance to do something. So if we'll start back up here, to get lost, right? You lost your way. Oh, I got lost. I don't know where I am. My example of get angry and tired are typical adjectives that we all know.
Can anybody think, because get lost actually means two different things? Can you think of something else, Ken or Bob, what it else means? So to get lost in a sense of, you know, you don't know your way in a town, for example. Becky might get lost in Berlin soon.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. But what's the other meaning?
Sorry, what did you say?
What's the other meaning? There's another meaning.
I don't know.
It's used in the imperative of get lost.
Yes, go away.
I got it. Yeah, yes, yeah. That's right.
So when you get divorced, the other person would get lost. You would say, get lost, you bastard, or something like that.
What are you doing?
Bastardo.
Can you bleep these out? Yeah, you would say get lost, go away, something along those lines.
Yeah. So that's, you know, hopefully nobody will get angry now or get tired of us listening, or tired of listening to us.
That's very true. I'd hope not. The other one's get dark. For example, the theater is getting dark. I think the play is going to begin. You can also use this for outside when the sun is setting. It's getting dark. Okay. Get fired, like I said before. And we know some other expressions, right? Get fired when you don't have a job anymore. What is another expression that we can use?
For get fired, or what you're fishing at?
Well, there's another one. It's more English. Get fired to me is more American. I know it's probably used in both places.
Get sacked?
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. To get sacked. That one we don't really normally use in the States.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then get a chance. That just means that you have an opportunity to do something. I finally got a chance to sit down and relax, which will not happen next weekend because I'll be busy. Which is perfectly fine. I relaxed this past weekend. All right. So moving on again quickly, faster than normal, we have get used with the comparative. Okay. So the comparatives will have the ER. Other times it might have more something depending on how long the adjective is or if the adjective ends with an ing. So, for example, get better. I think get better. It can be used in different contexts. For example, get better if someone is ill, or in life if a lot of things are going bad. It can get better by improving. So both situations are normally improving. Okay.
Things can only get better is one of the songs, isn't it?
Ken probably knows that.
Do you know that one? Yeah, it's quite old. It was actually used by Tony Blair. I don't know whether you know. Tony Blair was the Prime Minister of England, and he, for his campaign, his first because things were pretty bad in Britain then, which they are again, of course. So he did this campaign, Things Can Only Get Better, and and used that song. It was very, very successful.
I think it's the Beatles song. It's getting better all the time.
Yeah.
It's getting better. I got it.
Ken loves to sing.
Oh.
Ken's the singer of the group.
Very good.
Perfect.
Bob is a better musician.
Yeah, Bob is a bass player. I got it, yeah.
That's
We're
true.
professional.
Yes.
I think Get Back. You know, some of the Beatles Get Back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't. I'm bad at music, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
Okay.
Do you have your guitar with you today, Bob?
Yes, but guitar is in the suitcase. I
Okay.
have time for the unpack.
That's fine. That's fine. Maybe a different
Because
day.
I'm not expected.
You didn't expect to play today?
Performance today, yes.
You should always be ready, Bob.
Oh.
Maybe Wednesday. Wednesday will be more of a relaxing day, as we'll be talking about St. Patrick. So I don't know if there's any Irish music for the background.
No problem. I have new show of the Beatles.
Okay, well that would work too. Whatever you want, you can play a song on Wednesday if you want. Then, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Good. So back to our get collocations with the comparatives. We have get deeper. Be careful. The water gets deeper quickly on that side of the pool. So if you can't swim, you must be careful. Get worse, obviously, is the opposite of get better. If something is not improving, it's actually going the opposite direction. Let's see. Get more important. As I said, with the comparatives, we use the ER endings. ER endings, or we use more, right? However, this should be a question for Thomas. Thomas loves grammar. Why are we using worse? There's no ER ending and there's no more in this.
No idea.
I knew it. Ken?
Yeah, get deeper and get worse is a similar idea, so maybe in this case we need to use this form.
And why do we use this form of worse? I mean, what's the
because
original adjective?
I guess it expresses the continuous change, getting deeper, and worse, and kind of express time span.
Okay. Also, worse. This is an irregular adjective.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, of course. Get worse. Get bad. Worse.
And then worst is the other one.
Worst, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Worst. Okay, so that's why worse is a little different. All right, and the other adjectives, and I'll write those in the chat box, are, well, that's a good question. What are the other irregular adjectives?
Good.
Okay, good. We have good, better, best. We already saw better. And there's one more. I'm typing this in and waiting at the same time. Any ideas?
No.
Okay, good. Well, this is actually farther. However, they actually say further and furthest.
But both is acceptable, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, both are technically correct. Now, I've looked into this. There is a slight difference, and honestly, it's so little that I can't even remember right now. Technically, there is a difference, but really, I don't think there is. Farther and further. Yeah, there is a tiny difference. But anyway, not necessarily important at the moment. So then we get more important. Why are we using more in this case? Something with the adjective. Why can't we say get importanter?
Because there's no words important. So maybe the words has several syllables, should be used more or more. Yeah, that's things. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep, this happens for, it depends. I say 2 or 3 syllables. I like to say 3 unless the adjective ends in ing. For example, I'm getting bored. Okay, bored, but bored is with the ed because I'm talking about myself. The movie is getting boring. No, this movie is more boring than before. I'm out of examples. I think you could say the second time I watched the movie, it was more boring. No, more boring than the first time, for example, because you knew what was going to happen. So that would be another way that we would use more in the comparative. All right. Let's see, get more expensive. Again, expensiver is very long and kind of difficult to pronounce because it's not normal. And then get safer, we have our ER regular adjective here. Okay, so things are getting safer or not online, depending on how you look at it, I think. Okay, so any questions with the ones that we've seen so far?
No.
Bob,
No,
how are you
no.
doing? You weren't here the first time.
No question.
All right, perfect. So the next one, as I said, we all love phrasal verbs. So we did talk about them having different meanings as well. So I would say get plus the preposition, phrasal verbs basically. So I normally get up at 7 o'clock. Is there a different way? I'm trying to think. Get up.
Stand up.
Stand up, yeah, but
I think I heard the difference between wake up and get up.
Yeah, what is it? I was
No,
going to ask.
Wake up is just open the eyes and be conscious on the bed. But the get up, physically stand up from the bed.
Mm-hmm,
Is that
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's always something physical. That's all. Get out. The mother yelled at her child to get out of the street because there was traffic. What does this mean? Get out.
To go onto the street.
Go onto the street. I would say remove yourself from the street. get out of the way, or get out. We can use this in a
All right, okay. The mother yelled at a child to get out of the street.
This is probably more of an American expression when I say get out, get out of the street. This actually is reported speech. If we look at this, the mother, subject, then we have a word that talks about speaking. So normally we use tell or say, but to add more emphasis, we can change. We can say explained or something like that. Lots of different words. Yelled at her child. And then this is what she yelled. She said, get out of the street because there is traffic. So all of this is in the past tense. Well, this is in the infinitive form because she would have yelled get out, which is the imperative. When we have the imperative sentence in a direct speech phrase or sentence, we then have to change it to the infinitive. Okay? So there's a lot of grammar in this sentence. This is quite intense. Any questions about this?
No.
Okay. So I was just thinking, and this one Thomas is going to be very helpful at, I think. We have get out, which also means get out of here, run away, go away, you know? Get out and go away actually is the other one I was going to see if you could compare and maybe think about the situation that you might be in when you say either of these. As leave, when they both mean leave.
Sorry, say that again. I kind of got lost here in my own thoughts.
That's okay. I'd like you to compare get out and go away. Is there a difference or are they the same to you?
Well, for me, I mean, when I think of get out, it's things like get out onto the street, to leave the house, and get out onto the street. That's kind of, obviously you're using it slightly different. Mm-hmm. To get out, you use get out in terms of come back from you know, so that you don't get run over. You know, don't go onto the main street. So mm-hmm. get out of the street, which is probably not something I would say. So get out, to go away means if you say somebody to go away, you want them to leave. And if you say somebody, if you are at home and you tell somebody to get out, things are pretty bad, I think.
Yes. Well, the only thing I'm thinking here is when they both mean leave, for example, because get out to me means like remove yourself,
yes,
leave.
It does. Yes, it does.
You're kind of focusing on very small differences. Get out means remove yourself from a specific area. Yeah. Okay? We're using out, which is the opposite of in, and we know that we use the preposition in for volumes of space, is what I like to say. I'm in the kitchen, get out of the kitchen, remove yourself.
Can you get out of the way whilst I'm cooking?
It's what I need to say to my cats every day. They're in the way all the time. And then go away kind of refers to, I don't want to see you, go far, far, far away from me. So it's not referring to a specific place where you are, but it's saying, I don't care where you are or where you go, I don't want to see you anymore. So it's pretty tricky. I get some really difficult questions sometimes from people, and these are very specific things. So
yeah.
Perfect. All right, well, we're going to continue, and we're going to say get around, get together, get along with. Thomas would use something else. And get into. Get along with. Thomas, let's talk about this one first. What would you technically say here?
What do you mean? What would I say in terms of get along with?
Well, I should say you. The English use a different phrasal verb.
To get on.
There you go.
Get on with somebody.
Yes. So get on with some. Get on with is super English to me, like from the other side of the world. So, well, on my side of the world now, but get along with is more typical in the United States. Same meanings.
I think maybe that's just exchange, obviously, but I think both is probably acceptable in British English as well. I mean, you're right, it is more American, but it's kind of still, it doesn't grate. It's fine.
I mean, I think what's happening now with the English is that they're watching so many TV series and movies that they're actually kind of incorporating more of our pronunciation, more of our kind of phrases and that kind of thing. We're taking over.
Well, no, I think it works both ways. And I think one thing James always was saying was that one of the things, that we forget some of the American English is actually very old-fashioned English. So, it goes both ways is what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sure. Do you have any examples of that? I'm curious.
I think get along with is probably an old-fashioned English one. That's what I was thinking. So,
okay.
I might be wrong, but I think it's quite acceptable English, I think.
Okay, perfect. Well, Bob, any questions here?
No. I have a lot of information today because
you do.
I have not questioned.
So much information, no questions.
So much information.
Well, we're also going a lot faster than normal, so I'm going to slow it down in the next part.
I get off on the ship.
Get off.
Yes, I bet you do. That's your happy moment when you have time, when you get time off for good behavior.
Or physically, when you finish your 6 months and you get off the ship for.
Or first day on the ship.
Yes, definitely. Well, yes, that is also one. There are so many more out there. I couldn't write all of them, obviously. Ken, any questions from you in this case, in these that we see here?
I get on with reminds me of get it on. T-Rex. What does that mean? Get it on.
Continue.
Get it on, bang and gone, get it on. That's the lyrics.
Do it. In this case, it probably means do it.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, would you agree, Becky?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know the song, so.
To get something on means to do it. Come on, get it on. Just do it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Very good, Thomas. You can become a teacher any day.
I know.
Okay, so now I want to talk about get when we're using it with a place, okay? Because sometimes we will use the preposition to and other times we will not, okay? So this we're going to slow down. And so, Bob, why don't you read the 4 examples that we have here, okay?
Okay. Get to the office. I always get to the office by 8 a.m. I get home. I had to work late, so I didn't get home until midnight. Get to the store. Come on. I want to get to the store before it closes. Get there. I don't know where the post office is. Could you tell me how to get there?
Perfect. Thank you, Bob. I'm going to add the word shop for Thomas because store is more American. However,
That is true.
I do want to mention, for example, a car. When we say a car is in the shop, we mean it's at the mechanics.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my car's in the shop. Can't drive it. So we do use shop, but I don't know why. Mechanic shop is not what we say. It's the mechanic.
This Ken and Bob, do you know the English for that?
Hmm?
Where do you
Oh.
put a car when it needs to be repaired using the English word?
Car repair shop.
Is that it? Because I was like, that sounds pretty American.
Okay.
Garage.
Garage.
Yeah.
Garage.
Mechanic.
I would have said mechanics for the British English word.
A car goes to the garage.
Garage.
It needs to be repaired at the garage. So, which is a bit confusing because you, of course, also park your car in a garage, but that's a different garage, you see. So, but it is actually the garage, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Everybody would understand if you say the car repair shop, of course, but you know, they just look at you a bit strangely.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think auto repair, car repair, very typical in the United States.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, you can get around it by not using the word at all. My car is being repaired is of course another way of saying it. It's obvious where it's being repaired, isn't it?
Oh no. So, question of the day: my car is being repaired. Thomas, you will definitely not know this answer, but Ken, I'm guessing you might. Do you know what verb tense we're using here?
Mm-hmm. I mean, a car being repaired.
Mm-hmm. My car is being repaired.
Kind of passive.
It's kind of a passive, but it's not. It's actually the causative. Wait, is it? One moment. No, you're right. It is the passive because it's to be plus the past participle of the verb. The causative. Do you remember the causative? Is to get or have plus the past participle of the verb. My car is getting repaired. That would be the causative. Okay. Perfect. I love grammar so much. Okay. So back to this. All right. And these phrases. So get to the office, get home, get to the store, the shop, get there. Any questions? Have you heard of these?
No questions.
No questions. That's good. And so for get home, we also use with get. Oh no, we get to work. Get home. With home, we don't use a preposition, and I'm not really sure why. Because you never say I'm getting to home. I'm going to my home, but I'm going to home. No, I'm going to house. No. So there are some crazy. I don't even know why. I really don't. Get to work, but get home. Thomas, you don't have any input on that, do you?
I don't know.
No. Now, if I don't know, I'm sure.
It's just the way it is, I would say.
Yeah, it's just one of those things in English that doesn't necessarily make sense, but it is this way. So we'll move on. I'll try to find the next. All right. Well, Ken, you can read these two, and then you'll read the first two of the next part. Okay?
Okay. Get to school. Sarah missed the bus and go to school late. Get to the train station. When they got to the train station, they realized they'd left their tickets at home.
Okay, good. And I actually had forgotten a T here, so it was and got to school late. So she arrived to school late. Okay. So again, with school, it's a place. We use it with the preposition to, and for example, a train or a bus station, something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Any questions? I bet
Quite irritating when you've lost your ticket, left your ticket at home, isn't it? Really, you'd be livid.
Yeah, that's like one of the
very,
worst.
very angry.
It's like trying to find your passport. I think I know where mine is.
I've actually lost mine recently. I have apps. I mean, I know it should be in a particular place, but it simply isn't. And I don't know where it is, so I'm going to have to get a new one.
Well, that's not good.
No, but I've still got the ID card. So in Germany, we have an ID card, which means I can travel anywhere in Europe without a passport. But you know, if Britain now exits the European Union, then they may require passports again. Who knows?
I'm guessing they're going to. So, passport.
But to Berlin, you're fine with. Do you have an ID card, Becky? Or
I do have a residency card that actually I need to renew because it's up next month. And I always bring my passport. I've actually said this in class. I always bring my passport because I don't want any problems. You know, it's like,
okay.
Oh no, the overconfidence of, oh yeah, no, I have my residency card. It's fine. Nope, might not. So. Better to be safe than sorry. So no, I'll bring my
absolutely,
passport.
I agree. Yeah.
So you never know. You never know. Moving on, then we have get that means receive. So we have different collocations and so we're just going to take a look at these. And I'll go like this. So Ken, I said you could read the first two. Do you want to read get a present and get grades?
Yes, okay. Get a present. My husband got me a present and it's not even my birthday. Get grades. It's important to get good grades so you can get into a good college.
Okay. So good. So I'm sure Thomas has some different words he would use in this.
No, I think this is the funny thing because, of course, I didn't go to school in the UK. I actually, you get marks, I think.
Yes, you get marks. And I would say uni or university would be more. There is a difference. Actually, I think I know that college is more, maybe 2 years in England and university is 4. There is a difference. I think you can use college.
Yes, you can use college, but it just means something different. University and college are, you've got, for example, vocational colleges, which are to do with, I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say.
Mechanics or, you know,
like carpenters,
engineering, welding, whatever, all sorts of more vocational training kind of things. And university tends to be more academic stuff like medicine or law or something like that.
Right, it depends. We have, for an example, in the United States, a 2-year degree is called an associate's degree.
Yeah.
4 years bachelor's, then you have, you know, post-grad and master's and your doctorate and stuff like that. So we call it different things, but it's all college. However, I, for example, went to the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay. And so we always say University of the state and then the city it's in. At least that's kind of the most common for Wisconsin anyway, unless it has a specific name. So, and when it has a specific name, it's kind of more private is the word I'm looking for.
So vocational school, a college, is not called as a college in America?
No, it's different.
So vocational.
What do you call it? Do you call it an apprenticeship then, or?
Well, vocational sounds familiar to me, and I know what it is. But we wouldn't call it that. We would say in associates. I got my associates in something, like drafting, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So we do use the word, but not as often. We would focus on...
But when you learn a craft, I don't know.
I know what you mean. Yeah, working with your hands.
What do you call it? What sort of qualifications? Where would you do these kind of qualifications?
We would do it at a tech school, a technical college.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
It's so complicated. I mean,
but it's the same. Vocational and a tech college is probably the same, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
they do similar things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Very
vocational might also be secretarial training and stuff like that, for
administration.
example. Administration, yeah.
Ken, any other questions?
No, the college is a quite confusing word between English and American.
I
Yes,
know. It is. We all go to college. We always say college, but like I said, for the official title of the school, we'll say University of. But I would never say uni. Never in my entire life would uni ever come out of my mouth in a regular context in life. So, but it is difficult. And here in Spain, we have a word for school, for like an elementary school, that's very similar to college. And so that's one of the common errors. They say, oh, yeah, my child went to college yesterday. And your kid is over 18. So that's not true. So, yeah. And I like to get a present or get a gift because in Spanish also they have a phrase. They have a specific verb. It's really to gift something to someone. And I suppose we can say it in English, but we're always going to say, oh, I got a present. I received a present. He gave me a present. So we're going to use different verbs that are kind of simpler or not as specific in Spanish. So that's why I wanted to add that one. Okay. Good. Well, Mr. Bob, it's your turn. Could you read the next 4, please?
Okay. Get an award. Terry got an award for being the best salesperson in the company. Get a shipment. We got a large shipment of books today. Get a certification. I got my scuba diving certification last year. Get an email. Did you get my email yesterday?
Okay, so some of these are more basic. Do you have any specific questions, Ken or Bob, about these expressions? What about the word shipment? What do you think the word shipment means? Has nothing to do with a boat, okay?
No.
It does, sort of.
It can, depending on the context.
Delivering.
Exactly. We got a delivery, for example.
Yes.
I suppose, yes, Thomas, you're right. The shipment could come in on a ship, and maybe that's where the word came from.
Probably originally, I would have thought.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, thinking of all the ports and everything, and who knows how old the word is. So, but a shipment nowadays could come in a truck, right? Or a lorry, right, Thomas?
Yes, or lorry indeed.
Big truck is where it would come in, Big Mac truck.
Well,
Okay.
truck sounds it sounds kind of like big and butch, doesn't it, really?
It does. Oh, yeah, exactly. So, perfect. And this will be kind of the last one I think we'll look at. And Ken, could you please read these for us?
Okay. Get a job. Tommy moved across the country because he got a new job. Get a jacket. I got a new jacket because it's winter and getting cold. Get shoes. I got these shoes while on holiday. Get something for a good price. We got this TV for a good price last year for Black Friday.
Okay. So as you can see in the middle too with jacket and shoes, it's for clothing. Okay, we bought something. Also for a good price, not necessarily focusing on the object, but a deal. I got a deal, for example, on something. Any questions here?
No.
Thomas, has anyone ever called you Tommy in your life?
No, well, my father's name was Tommy, so they've kind of Germified. Is that a word? They made it sound more German. So the way my mother calls me,
Tommy. Yeah, actually,
Okay.
Tommy. I know a woman whose name is Tommy like that. T-O-M-I.
that's reassuring. Thank you, Becky.
Actually, Toma. Her real name isn't Tommy. I think it's something else. I can't think of it. This is gonna bother me. Where does Tommy come from? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see if I can find this. So anyway, yes, these are things. Any questions with this?
Yes, for Black Friday, do you on Cyber Monday probably?
Well, Cyber Monday is the Monday after Black Friday.
So if we buy, the something on Cyber Monday, how can I say it? For Cyber Monday, on Cyber Monday.
Well, this is going to depend on the full structure of the sentence. So I'm for Cyber Monday, I'm going to be online all day for Cyber Monday, or on Cyber Monday, because it's a specific day of the week. It can be referred to kind of like a holiday or kind of festive, something that people would remember. I got this for Cyber Monday. I guess that one you wouldn't necessarily. You should.
The meaning of the two is actually different, isn't it? Because if you get something on a Black Friday, let's say, you get it on that day. Yeah. If you get something for a specific day, like I got food for dinner, then you get the food for a specific purpose of the day. So that's the difference. You're actually not buying it on that day, though. I suspect in American that might be different again. I don't know, but that's how I would see it in English. If you tell me you got this TV specifically for Black Friday and you didn't have a TV before, then you won't necessarily have bought it on Black Friday, but you could have bought it on Thursday so that it's ready for you on Black Friday.
No, that's the same.
Okay, so that's the difference when you say on and for. On Black Friday just means you bought it on that day.
Yeah. And
Thomas, that was like the first grammar that you've ever done.
Oh, well, you see, you're corrupting me.
Oh no, firing you! Yes, we love grammar, don't we?
We love it.
Ken, did you have a question?
Yeah, I understand. Maybe for Black Friday means because of Black Friday, the reason.
Exactly, it's the reason.
Right.
Yes. Perfect. Well, very good. Wow, it was a lot of fun having Thomas here. Hopefully we've remembered and thought about some phrases that we haven't seen for a while.
So I hope you're all on Facebook. If you're not, how will we get in touch with you? Google Plus is stopping. I notice Ken, you're still on it, but that will be gone. So are you all on our Facebook group? Because if not, please, that's will be the only way, I think, of keeping in touch. So
Bob's on there, and Ken obviously is. So
yes,
you are, Ken. Yeah, of course you are. Fine. So just check there. I'm gonna create a calendar thing with the link, and also Intenga will still work in terms of that for a short time. Though unfortunately that will have to go as well because there's just too many things I would need to fix, and I just don't have the time for that. So yeah, it was just lovely, and hopefully it'll all work on the new platform. I'll make a little video so that you know how it works, and I'll try to do that as quickly as possible.
And Thomas and I will put a picture of us together in
yes, of course.
That is definite.
When are you actually coming over? Which date? I haven't got it in mind.
Friday will be there.
So you'll be there on Friday. Okay, I'll double check as well. So
I think like 7-ish. I think our flight's at 4, and then I think it's at 2 on Monday. So very short trip, but it will be very intense.
So you're there when? What time?
I think we arrive at 7 o'clock or just after on Friday.
Night time.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right then. It will be under my name, the hotel, I think, if it's not under your name. I'll just double check with Jens.
Perfect. I'll just let him know. Thomas, okay.
Yeah. And in case they ask for money, you're paying. So just tell them, Thomas. And it's a guy called Jens, Jens.
Okay, that won't be.
He's the boss.
Perfect. Well, very good. Well, thank you. And that's it for today. So everyone have a happy Monday. Thomas, it was great to have you here with us.
And I'm going to try and be more, we're trying to be more around and maybe even do the occasional sort of conversation class, provocative conversation.
Perfect. Well, and St. Patrick's on Wednesday. Okay, so Bob guitar and we'll have a fun class.
Come on,
Perfect. Well, all you guys, thanks for coming. Have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye.